Well, hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another edition of Construction Simulator 2015, or the Construction Simulator Gold Edition. I am your host, Mr. Moose, and today we are going to be continuing on with our apartment high-rise contract. As you remember, we put pylons in here in the ground in our last episode, and now we've got to put some concrete into those and form them up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Got to get everything set up. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get the pump truck set up. Our worker is hard at work as well on doing the modern apartment building. So periodically we got to go give him a task to do so he can continue to get his jobs done. So in today's episode we'll knock out as many of these as we can get done today, and just go from there. So first thing we have to do on the pump truck is go ahead and put the stabilizer legs out, so we have a strong base to work off of. And once that's taken care of, we can switch over into the actual rig itself and start raising it up into the air and folding it out. I'll bring the concrete mixer in here in just a bit, but for right now we should have enough concrete in this to go ahead and start filling some of these up. We'll pull our camera so we can see what we're doing. And basically unfolding this. Not too many controls on this one. You got your main boom, your upper arm, and then you have a third arm on this that you can control. And then you've actually got your pump nozzle that you use. Alright. So we'll get right over this hole here. And you don't have to be right over it. You can be as close as you want to be. And then just start flowing in the concrete into there. And you'll see at a point it'll fill up and it won't take any more concrete. You'll know you're full. Which I think that one's more than... I do believe that one's full. Yeah, it's about right there is where it's full. Yeah, we'll start moving this little guy over here. Fill up the next one. Like I said, I should have enough concrete into the pump right now that I don't have to use the concrete truck to fill up and give a constant supply to it. Later on, when we have to start pouring wall forms or something like that, we'll probably need one at that point. Alright, so I've reached the point where I've got to come out a little bit with this thing, so we'll start giving it a little more distance on this. It acts like it lost a control axis here. There it goes. It was just taking its own sweet time. I've got that on the twist grip on my right joystick. My right joystick I've got up and down on the main boom, and then on my twist I found it gave me more control over it to put it on the twist part of the joystick to actually control that boom than if I tried to put it on the right and left side of it. There we go. And again, I can drop it from way up high if I wanted to. As long as you're over the form, it's fine. I just don't like to. I like to be right over it. Alright, so boom out a little bit more. Come over to this one. There we go. Get over it. Go ahead and start rolling out some concrete. Should be able to come over here and hit this one. Boom back a little bit with our knuckle. There we go. And we should be done. Good, good. Now we just have to fold this all back up. And we can be done with it. Not much to that. And then we'll have to go get the, I think next thing we have to do is get the flatbed and start doing some things with it. Alright. So we'll go ahead and fold this guy up and pull it out of here. Once we do, we'll miraculously have a foundation on this place. This thing doesn't always fold up perfect. Like again, I've got everything folded all the way up. But if you don't have the thing sitting just perfectly centered on the truck, it won't let you switch over to fold the legs up. Alright, so we've got that done. We can back on out of here. Clear out the area. Come on, back up. Yeah, I'm just gonna back it across the road. Woohoo! Finish 50 crane missions. Sweet. Alright, so we'll back this guy over here. Put him up on the side of the road here, or up on the sidewalk. And we're going to leave him because we are going to need him eventually. Alright, so as you see on our next set of jobs, we need to go get 2 concrete bags, 2 insulation materials, 2 sets of drain pipes, and bring those over to the site, which is not one of those things that I love to do, but we'll go do that. So we'll jump into our flatbed truck that has the crane on it. And we'll run over to the materials handler and purchase those and bring them over to the job site. Alrighty. So we've done this little scenario before when we were building our house. Nothing strange here. We'll pull in here and we'll just stop the truck right here. Go ahead and drop our sides down. I think those are... There we go. Get our sides dropped down so we can go ahead and use our forklift to do whatever we need to do to get along here. And we'll come over to this guy. So we need building materials. We need 2 concrete bags, 2 insulation, and then we need 2 drain pipe. So we'll get that purchased. Jump over here to the forklift. buckle up and go. Alright, so I hate the forklift. Again, it's one of those things where you give it a little bit of gas and it does okay, but it doesn't necessarily steer as well as you would think it would at low speeds. And it's like there's no happy medium in the gears on it. It's either really crawling or it's flying. Why is this thing all hinky the way it's going on here? Odd. Well, that's not right. That was weird. Alright, so we'll grab this next bag using the fork view. So again, this is one of those things where you cut your wheels and it doesn't turn, and then all of a sudden it just takes off on you. Too many camera angles in this thing too sometimes. There we go. Go right up there next to the truck. I'll back up just a hair. There's no backing up just a hair. It's either back way up or fly. Wow, the physics in this is just all hinky today. Everything's just kind of bouncing around. Alright, let's get some insulation off the top up here. Again, backing up, wheels turn, we're not even hardly turning. Give it a whole bunch of gas and fly around and it'll turn. Alright. Back up here to the truck. Bring that forward. Come down. Back out. Oops. There. That should be good. And it'll move when I close the gate. Oops. Whoops, misjudged that one. Come on, turn. So we'll drive around here to the other side. A little bit on here. I like working the crane a lot more than using the forklift, but it does seem like the forklift is much more efficient, a bit faster than using the crane to do this. Alright, so our worker has finished up his next stage on his apartment complex. He's just flying through this. I'm taking him a year to build mine. He's taking like a week. Game's really weird. Ever since yesterday afternoon, it started really doing some weird things, bouncing around. Acting weird. Acting strange. I mean, the game's got some quirks anyways in it, but not like it's been doing. I don't know why. Whether it's maybe because I'm doing two jobs at once or what. Why everything's been just sort of weird and not right. Like the load shifting so that the forks are actually through the pallet now suddenly. And so that the load has shifted completely on me. Alright, we just got to get one more. We'll be done with this part. Yeah, yesterday after I finished the crane job, or the drilling job, and I had loaded it back up and I was driving it back to the actual site, to the construction yard, and I did actually drive it back. The game went crazy and it just was spazzing out all the time, and I don't know why. But everything just started stuttering really bad, and I mean, like 1 frame per second type stuff. I thought maybe I had like a virus, protection thing going. Virus scan. That wasn't it. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Why I was having issues. So it's not doing that today, but there's definitely some hinkiness going on here. A little wonkerness. Nice, the way that just drifted to the right instead of going straight in. It's like you're constantly driving on ice in this game. Alright, that was enough fun for me. Out of this rig we go, and let's get back onto the road. I did a miserable job of loading that one in, didn't I? Let's jump in here, fold up the sides. That'll get everything in, jump out. Jump out. Jump out. The attached cargo function in this is just... it's weird. If you get a step too close, you're back in the rig. Alright, so we'll head over to our construction site. And we'll be ready for the next stage of this. All that horsepower. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Yeah, I'm gonna run this one. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna run that one too. Yeah, traffic laws are meant for those who have a whole lot of free time on their hands. Yeah, we'll run that one. I mean, if there were traffic coming, it would make sense to slow down, but there's not. I mean, these guys don't yield or anything. They just run right on into the intersection, so I might as well. Oh, now they got me. Traffic jam. Come on, people. Step on the gas pedal. It's the little thin one. Come on. Come on. Alright. I can see our concrete mixer way up on the horizon. We're getting close. Red is the new green. Alrighty. Alright, so all this goes over here on the side. I'm not going to set a crane up yet. I just don't see the need in it yet. We haven't reached that point yet where I can do it. And I haven't decided which one I need, whether I need the tower crane or the flat top. I probably have to have, for this project, I probably have to have the flat top, but I haven't figured out which one we're going to use yet. You really ought to. I have to check. I don't think I've seen anything on the on this that tells me, you know, like what the height of the building is, to let me know which crane I need. You know, whether I need the tower crane or whether I need the flat top. I will check that. If it's not there, it certainly should be a part of things for you, because it ought to be there to tell you, you know, this is the crane that you need to use for this particular job. Okay. That wasn't really the one I wanted to hook up to right now. This could be nasty. Oh yeah, that's gonna fall off. So if I can manipulate this off somehow without dropping that one on the ground. Oh yeah, it fell. Oh well. It was just drainage pipe. It won't hurt it. Looks like it's made of PVC plastic anyways. Alright, grab this on over here. Grab that one. Get all these materials offloaded, and we can move to our next exciting part of this gig, which I have no idea what it is. I really haven't looked through that much to know exactly what everything is. I mean, I kind of glanced at it, you know, enough to know that I've got some excavating work later on down the line, and haven't really looked enough to tell exactly what I've got going on. Alright, and concrete's the last little bit we got to get off of here. I think we have to pour concrete next. I think this forms up some walls, you know, like some walls and wall forms, and then we have to pour concrete. I think that's the next part. Or maybe it forms up like, I don't know. But I think, if I remember right, I think I saw something about pouring concrete next. Alright. Last little bit back around here. And then I gotta get the truck out of the way. There we go. Pack this baby up. Yep. Whole lot of wall pouring. Fold this guy back up. And then we'll get him out of here and out of the way. And since I don't need him, we'll return him back to the, we'll take and return him back to the home base. There we go. And as you can see, there's the drill rig where I brought it over here and parked it. So, alright, so next round of jobs. Let's go and get our worker working on his thing. And we will look at what we got to do. So our stage 4, pour concrete into the prepared elements in the construction site. That way we have 15 stages that we got to do. So we got quite a bit we got to work on here. Alright, so I need to jump then into the pump truck. And get this guy situated for where we're going to pour concrete from. And where to place it for the best pumping and pouring. Let's pull it back where we had it before, and we'll sit back there in that back corner and work from there. And then if we have to, we can come back to the front, do some stuff. Should be able to get back here and pour from back here. And should be able to get the concrete mixer back here as well. I think I can set up right in here. I don't know if I can get the foundation legs out. Yeah, I do think I can. Maybe if I put it right here, let's see what happens. Oh, nope, goes into the building and out the back. Well, that won't work. Alright, so it's back to the front of the building we go. And we'll just set up here. More of that great steering right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this guy stabilized. Alright. Start raising that up. Open up our hopper in the back. And I'll get all this unfolded and then we'll go get the concrete mixer. Put it into place. And then we shall be able to start pouring our concrete. See how far out this thing's going to reach. You know what? I may have to do this with the crane and a concrete bucket. This is going to be quite a reach for this thing. Interesting. Man, I don't want to have to do this with a concrete bucket. There's a lot of concrete to pour. Wow, there's a lot of concrete to pour. Alright, well, let's see how far I can actually reach over here with this thing where it's sitting at. That's about as far as it goes. I'd have to reposition and come to the back side of it. I'm not opposed to doing that, but I'm definitely going to have to use the concrete bucket at some point, so we'll end up having to bring it over. Alright, let's grab the concrete truck. Back it in. Come on, awesome physics. I know there's a little incline right there, but alright. Get that little chute turned around here. You know, I'm a little disappointed in the game that the concrete mixer, you can't really pour from it. Like, they've got the chutes on the side of it modeled in, but you can't actually use them. I'm a little disappointed in that. You know, one would think that that would actually function, that you could put some extension chutes on it and actually start using it, but not actually. It's modeled, but it isn't actually part of it. So how far can we reach? That's about it right there. Yeah, well. I gotta figure out what direction I'm moving. This is one of those things that, like, in the beginning I'm a little bit rusty on, and then once I figure out which directions I need to move and stuff like that, I pretty much can get these going in a nice fluid movement. And just kind of tap along them. Without forming too far out of them. Gosh, a lot to pour on this thing. Be here all day. Might as well go as far as I can with this out. Alright. Oops. Alright, so we'll just kind of keep working our way on up through here, hitting each piece that we got to pour. Get back over here and pour. This one's actually pretty fun though too. I mean, it's slow goings to be accurate on it, but it's, if you can get it into like a fluid movement to where you're getting your directions right, as well as, you know, controlling the curl of your boom at the same time, it can be pretty fun. And then you mess up like that and it looks like junk. And get another reason why I don't like pouring concrete from 10 miles up in the air on this thing. Let's do this. Let's get back down a little bit lower so I can have a little bit better control over this. I do think I have a little bit more accuracy when I don't have the boom so high up in the air like that. I think I'm a bit more accurate, or tend to be more on target. Alright, so curl back in. And we'll start Oops. And my controls are a little touchy. So the least little bit of pressure I put on these things, they tend to want to fly on me. Oops. The side to side is the touchiest. And there's not really a way to, I don't think, adjust my dead zone to give me a little more dead zone in this. Would be nice if there was. Hello. Get that pipe up a little bit there. Moosey Moose. Alright. Let's pull our boom back up, or pipe down a little bit. So this is a little unrealistic right here. We're basically just gonna have to pull the pipe to the moon. There, we get back on track here. There we go. Oops. So what are you guys learning so far from this concrete pouring? Never buy a house built by Mr. Moose. That's what I'm learning. Just kidding. Alright, more concrete in here. I'm telling you, this is a ton of pouring. I don't really know that there's a good way for me to get up close other than to pour a mile high. Maybe I'll reposition it a bit and I'll get these closest to the truck because they're going to be not that easy to hit. There we go. Let's get that in position. Start our pump. Eventually we're gonna have to go get mow concrete. This was a lot of wall forms. they're building in this is sort of funny. They'll have you pour all these wall forms, right? Yeah, we'll continue to pour. They'll have you pour all these concrete forms, but then all of a sudden they'll switch over to preformed slab walls to put into place. Kind of funny. Like, I could see you pouring all the wall columns and then bringing in preformed slabs, but not both. Alright, get my... I lose my... Every once in a while, I just kind of just lose it. I have my whole routine going, but then all of a sudden I'll lose the touch. That I had when I was doing it. Yeah, raise that boom up some. It would help if I turned the camera so I was looking and pouring in the direction I was actually thinking about. Trying to get more out to that back area and try to pour some of this. I could have gotten away with stopping pouring, but again, I like to do the actual job. This is what I don't like about the way this thing works. There we go. Nothing like a little drift. Come on. Get all the way out there. Well, I'm just failing at this today. Normally I'm not this sloppy. I don't know why I am today for some reason. I just cannot get this today. Without a doubt, this is the sloppiest pour I've done. Usually I can get it to trace just like that. I do pretty good with it. Alright. There, that wasn't too bad. That was halfway decent. far back here can we get? Not too much further. That's about it. So this whole back section we can't really do. And you don't have to do it as neat and tidy and as full as I'm doing. It's just kind of me, you know. I like to get it all filled up, and I probably spend too much time doing stupid stuff in this game. You know, bare minimum gets you by. But to me, it's kind of fun to try and do it, you know, a little more realistic. But then again, too, I would have workers on site with vibration sticks and, you know, somebody guiding the actual pipe. This is not a solo operation. Alright. Now that was a pretty good pour right there. That's not as good of a pour right there. I'm way off on that one. Alright, so we reached that point where the foreman's had enough. It's like, get that truck out of there! You're making a mess! I kind of had a feeling that if I got the whole front side of this thing done, that it would tell me I've done enough. God, I'm just not paying attention to what I'm doing. I haven't even poured like 3/4 of this thing and he's telling me I'm done. This is going to be a shabby job. I can't really do the rest of this area right here where I'm positioned at anyways. Because I can't boom up anymore. And when I fold up the truck and move it, it is going to miraculously fill the rest of it in. So that's about as much as we can do this time. And I'm out of concrete. So I guess that's the solution there to the whole thing. Oops. Guess I need to move that out of the way before I can continue on. So jump into the concrete mixer. And we'll pull it out. So I'm going to have to run this guy over to the gravel pit and pick up some concrete before we do any more pouring. Alright, and we jump back into the pump truck. And again, this is the deal, you know. Probably the next time I'll use the crane to pour with. As I fold this thing up, get it out of here. Once I get it all folded up, as soon as I pull up, it's gonna fill in all that or all those forms. So even if I wanted to reposition to pour the rest of it, it's not gonna let me. Yeah, I would like the option to do everything to 100%. Or within within some sort of tolerance. But, you know, on something like that, I would like the option to be able to put, you know, nearly 100% concrete, at least some concrete in every part of the forms. But apparently, that's not going to be the option for this. That's alright, because I was doing a nasty job with it anyways. Alright, so that is that for getting concrete poured in. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and back this guy up. Get him out of the way. And we should be pretty much up on our time limit for today. Because again, I'm trying to keep these videos reasonable. Last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and drop the crane in here and go ahead and get that done. So to put the crane on site, all you have to do is come over here and say order a vehicle. And we're going to go ahead and grab the... Alright, so one's 21 meters, one's 44 meters. Let's look at the job real quick. See if it tells me how tall this building is. I am active jobs. Building this apartment building. It doesn't really tell me how big the building is. Yeah, it just says apartment building. Yeah, there's no specs on it to tell you how tall it is or anything else like that. They should do that. They should let you know how big the building is, so which crane you can use. I'm assuming I have to use this one. So we'll order this crane. Cost us $3,000 to get it brought over and erected. But now we have the big flat top crane that we can use. And we'll be able to load things in and out and put them on site from there. Because we're going to have to order brick and stuff like that we've ordered. Or that's our next thing to do, is bring a whole bunch of brick over. And that'll have to go up on the second floor. and depending on where it wants it placed up there, we'll have to have that a crane anyways. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. When we come back, I'll go ahead and take the flatbed and pick up the brick and things like that and have it on site, and then we can just go from loading it in and go from there. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Construction Simulator and our high-rise apartment that we're building. I will see you guys in the next episode. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Also, leave any comments below. And then, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I do new videos each day for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.